It's draft day, baby. I'm excited. I don't know about you, Lance.
Oh, dude, this is a holiday, especially when the team is so bad. This is like, no, I don't want to say it's like a championship. It's definitely not like that. I mean, it's exciting nonetheless. Like, the Pistons are so close to winning games again. And this just, I feel like, I don't know about you, but do you think this is the last time they're going to be drafted in the top five for the next few years? Or do you see?
Depends on health, honestly. Like if Kate's healthy, Dern's healthy, Ivy's healthy, they have a good draft, aggressive in free agency. I think that's a 31 team.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just think, yeah, health obviously is definitely has to be considered. That's like the biggest thing for the Pistons. But just by them coming in healthy, it just seems like, maybe they still draft in the lottery next year, but I think it would be outside the top 10. I'm really thinking like 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I don't think they'll be like a top three lottery team. Like unless like everybody just gets injured, it's terrible. Um, but I think I would agree with you. Top 10. I think, if you just take strides from like 17 to 30, I think most Pistons fans are happy because that's progress. But I'm not going to say they can't make the play-in because, you got a year three Kate Cunningham who has just been kind of just working on his jump shot, working on free throws. I think he's going to just come out the gate just shooting the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, I have a feeling like next year he's going to put up all-star like numbers. I've said 24, 7, and 7 for a few times now. But dude, what do you think about that Chris Paul trade? That was that three-team not the three-team trade. We'll talk about that in a second, but Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors for Jordan Poole. You think that's a win for the Golden State Warriors or a win for the Wizards?
I kind of like it personally for Golden State.
Sure.
But I think with the Wizards, like, I haven't really had an opinion because I know they're not done yet. Because just looking at their roster, I think they're going to try to trade up to the top five. I think they want Anthony Black really bad, and I think they're going to try to jump Orlando and give the Pistons an offer. Because you look at all the draft picks that they acquired, they have pick swaps with Phoenix. They have 8 second-round picks. They have some young guys on their roster now. I don't want Jordan Poole on this basketball team. I just don't. But I don't know. Maybe you make a deal if they give you something good. But um, I don't know, man. I'm happy that Washington finally just bit the bullet and they started the rebuild because they should have rebuilt like 4 years ago, in my opinion, anyways.
You should have started rebuilding when Victor W was coming up. 8th pick, and you get Bradley Beal, Kristaps Porzingis. You just trade away. I kind of like their backcourt though of Tyus Jones and Jordan Poole. Like that's a low risk move. I feel like. I mean, Jordan Poole is getting paid a lot of money, but I think he's going into his second year of the extension. It's only 4 years, so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you don't win games with him, then he could take 38 shots a game and they could lose every game for all I know. You never know with them. But
yeah, I mean, people are already making Mia Khalifa jokes with Jordan Poole. So if you know who that is, then you're probably laughing.
pretty sure she hosted a show with Gilbert Arenas. That's how I know her.
For sure.
We can talk about the Warriors for a second. But do you think it will work with Steph Curry and Chris Paul in the backcourt? Or do you think they stagger their minutes? Or what do you think they do? Do you think they both start?
It's kind of a weird fit because I'm looking at the damn trade they made for Gary Payton in the James Wiseman trade. Like, maybe the medicals aren't good. Maybe that's why they decided to trade for him. It's a weird fit to me, but I think they need that veteran type of point guard. He's getting up there in age too, so maybe if he's a sixth man off the bench, he won't get hurt during the playoffs. But I think adding a point guard of that caliber is just going to help them, especially with all the players they have on that roster. I mean, they want to bring Draymond back, obviously. They got Chris Paul, you got Steph Curry, you still got Klay Thompson. I mean, I'm not going to count the Warriors out because every time I do, they win a championship. But I still think they maybe have like maybe 1 to 2 more years of just trying to compete before, they start getting older and those contracts just gets so atrocious where, it's just like, do you want to go into the tax level or just flip one of these guys?
I mean, I am very interested in to see how this is work because you got a 6 foot point guard in Chris Paul, one of the greatest little guards to ever do it. You got the greatest shooter in Steph Curry. Both of them have health issues over the course of their career. Klay Thompson's still getting back to form, even though he had a good regular season. You got a nice little three-headed monster. They need a little bit more size. You definitely need to bring Draymond Green back. You got rid of, a $32 million a year player in Jordan Poole, and it's definitely a win now move. And the way basketball is played today, it could work. It could really work. It's going to be kind of fun, though, to see Chris Paul try to drive and hit mid-range elbow jumpers when everybody's cutting to the basket. It's going to be fun to see. So I don't know. It's an interesting experiment by the Golden State Warriors. I think it's Mike Dunleavy's first move, and a few days after he made the comment, we want Jordan Poole to be here for another 4 years. So the business is tough in the NBA.
It really is, man. Like, honestly, I'm more excited about the Pistons. Like, obviously, everyone else is making trades, but I thought we had to talk about Chris Paul. We had to talk about Tingus Pingus. I don't think we talked about him yet. Going to Boston of all places, I think it's going to fail miserably. You still
Really?
don't have a point guard. Like, Boston's biggest issue isn't the front court.
Yeah.
It's having an actual real point guard, a traditional point guard. Like, they need like a Rondo type right now. They need a guy that just, set up the offense because you don't want Jaylen Brown dribbling the ball. We saw what happened in the playoffs. He was getting stripped. Couldn't go to his left at all. They just need a point guard. Like, I'm surprised that they were going to try to, ship Brogdon out to the Clippers. But, like, I just don't see it working. And I go on FanDuel this morning, and they're the odds-on favorite to win the title. It's just
Really?
like, really? Really? The Celtics are the odds-on favorite to win the title on FanDuel right now. I'm like, come on, man.
I wonder if they bring Isaiah Thomas back, try to make it mender that relationship just a little bit. You never know. I mean, he's still getting buckets and pickup games. I just don't know what point guard they would bring in, but I personally love the Kristaps move, the trade, because he does a little bit what Al Horford does. I don't know if he's like the dribble handoff guy, like Al Horford can initiate the offense that way, but he can hit a few threes. He could put the ball on the ground. He's a very good rim protector. I think he's kind of underrated in that regard. The biggest concern with him is obviously his health. But I think that's a great move by the Boston Celtics. And they got 2 first-round picks too? They brought him in. Brad Stevens is just a genius. He is, I mean, seriously, at the GM spot, I was a little confused when he left the bench to go in there, but I mean, man, he's proven to be one of the best in the game.
I think Danny Ainge really groomed him, not only for like a coaching, actually giving him a chance, but saying, hey, like, working for an office job, I'm going to Utah anyways. So people are funny. They say Corey Joseph is available if the Celtics want him. Love it. I love it. No, I just don't see it working. It's not that I don't think the Celtics aren't a good team, because I think they are. It's just I question nothing against Porzingis. He's just had so many NBA teams just give up on him. This is going to be his 4th team now? 4th or 5th team? Yeah, it seems like he gets traded every offseason, every 2 years. But, like, hey, I'm interested to see how it does work. But they are showing all the draft guys right now, right before the draft. What do you think about Grady Dick's outfit?
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. He made some comment about Dorothy coming home or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one more thing, though, and I just wanted to ask you about it, but now it's slipping my mind. I can't believe that. We'll get back to it in a second.
Okay.
But, I mean, do you – man. Oh, no, I was going to ask you about Chris Middleton. Opted out of his player option, giving up 40. You think he still re-signs with Milwaukee?
It's funny. I wanted to save that for Sunday.
Okay, that's fine.
I can give you a little bit. I don't know. Someone kind of was saying, like, yeah, he could get 40 this year, or he could sign like an $80 million contract and just kind of, end his career that way, which I think made a ton of sense. But I'm just looking at all these guys, like these high caliber forwards in free agency. They all want 30 million. Like Kuzma said he wanted 30 million.
Yeah, I saw that.
Cam Johnson, he hasn't really said what he wants, but like reports today were like 21 million. that's like kind of what Brooklyn wants to pay him. But we will talk about it because we're going to talk about free agency because it's I think it's going to start right after a couple days after the draft. I mean this summer is going to be crazy. We got summer league in 2 weeks. We got free agency. We got the draft tonight. So I'm so excited, man. This is like our. I love the summer because it's so action packed, and I get to talk basketball like 365.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I get a mock draft. You want to hear my top 5? I got 2 surprises actually in my top 6
Sure,
before the
spit it out.
before the draft. Obviously, we know who goes number 1. I'm not even going to say it. 2, I got Scoot Henderson because I just think it'd be too hard to pass up if you're Charlotte. Like, I mean, there was, I think it was Scoot Henderson in an interview talking about how he could play that Donovan Mitchell role. And I think they're already making it work with Terry Rozier. So why not bring a more athletic player in if he can actually play off the ball that way? That's huge. Number 3, and I don't know, I could see Portland doing this, taking Amin Thompson at number 3. Bigger-ish playmaker, bigger guard. They already tried the experiment of having 2 little guards in the backcourt and Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. I think they had 1 Western Conference Finals appearance. Now they have Anthony Simons and Dame Lillard. Who knows? Portland might just trade Dame afterwards, but go for a guy that has a ton of potential that could, fit alongside Shadon Sharp and Anthony Simons, give you a little size back there. Number 4, I have Brandon Miller, though. I think he would be a good player in Houston. And then number 5, I switched it up. I'm taking Taylor Hendricks at number 5.
Okay. I know Rafael Barlow said that the Pistons are looking to draft him at 5. So I don't know what we're taking at 5, man. I just don't.
It's just, I started thinking about it. We were talking about this a couple of weeks ago with like Jalen Duren showing the flashing the passing ability and everything. So I'm thinking like in the pick and roll, he gets that short roll, and then he can kick it to either corner, Taylor Hendricks or Bojan, and then you got enough space for Cade and Jaden Ivey. That's kind of a nice lineup. I really like that, but I see the benefit of having Jarace Walker 2 at number 5. So it's really down to those 2 for me. Asor Thompson has grown. Like, I love the Andre Iguodala comp. It's just, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know even if he lives up to that. That's the biggest thing. He's just really a jump shot away, but I think I would rather take Taylor Hendricks at 5, even over Jarace Walker. But number 6, I got a surprise one, Anthony Black. Another biggest guard.
I could see it. The one thing, because I did ask someone that I do trust that has, given me good intel before. He told me it's between the Thompson twins, Whitmore, and Jarace Walker, and Taylor Hendricks. He said he wouldn't be surprised if Jarace is the pick because he's a DMV guy. So is Cam Whitmore. Those are 2 DMV guys. They're both from the area. His cousin actually coached Jarace Walker in their AAU stuff. So he's very familiar with the guy. But the Thompson twins, man, like, I think it'll work out for them because they're gym rats. They're in there 12 hours a day trying to perfect their craft. It's just, to your point, I don't know if they'll live up to the hype, but they just seem like likable guys that I'll probably cheer for, just because that they're the first time high level prospects that actually play in the OTE league. Like when we talk about the OTE league, 5 years from now, people say well, the Thompson twins did it. Why not go there, get the bag? Yeah. So I'm cheering for him, man. But personally, if I had to bet right now, I think it's Jarace Walker. He just seems like a Troy guy. Not to say that I'm not in love with that fit, just because I don't really know how him and Isaiah Stewart could fit together. I just want more offense personally. I want more shooting. That's why I'm kind of leaning more towards, like you said, Taylor Hendricks and Cam Whitmore would probably be my 1-2 right now.
Dude, I have Cam Whitmore slipping pretty far in this draft.
Yeah.
Actually outside of the top 10. I have him going number 11 though.
Yeah, apparently he had a bad workout with a lot of teams.
Would you hate Indiana if they drafted Asor Thompson? Because that's where I have him going.
Where at?
Number 7.
I could see him 7. I feel like if Jarace Walker is still at 7, the Pacers take him.
Yeah, I saw that. I feel that way too.
Just because you don't really know what's going to happen with Miles Turner. You can kind of, I'm not saying that he could play center But I mean, you have so many centers over in Indiana where I think the Pistons played them sometime, I think last fall, and they had like 30 blocks in a game just because they just had so many.
Yeah,
Like, I,
Jalen Smith was going off in that game, I believe.
Jalen Smith and a guy that's from Michigan. I can't think of his name right now. It's gonna drive me crazy because I was really high on him in Cade's draft. Went to Kentucky, I believe. I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about. I just was looking at their roster earlier today, but I cannot for the life of me remember his name. But yeah, I would like our story there. It makes a lot of sense looking at it. I mean, you have Halliburton, you have Buddy Hield, you have Benedict Mathurin. You could just use another potential 3-and-D guy, but a guy that's going to get after it defensively, push it in transition. He can be that connector you need on offense. He can make solid. He's just a solid player. The only thing again comes down to his jump shot. But in Indiana, with some of the other guys they have there, I feel like they could wait a little bit for him to develop.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like Indiana's another team where if they really like a prospect, they might trade up or they could just trade out. I just don't know. Hunter Dickinson, no, I don't think he's eligible to get drafted. I think he's going to go to play a year at Kansas, but I would not want him on an NBA team.
I remember running a poll like 2 seasons ago about Hunter Dickinson.
Mm.
What's more likely for him to happen? Play 4 years of college or get drafted in the first round? A lot of people said get drafted in the first round. I was surprised by that because my vote was 4 years.
Michigan players they get drafted in the first round. Like, I did not see anyone talking about Kobe, was it Buffkin?
Yep.
I did not see anyone talking about him all fall. All of a sudden, spring hits, summer hits. He might be a lottery pick. Like, the Thunder might draft him. Like, I was like, wait, what? Really?
See, I had him either going at number 9 to Utah or 13 or 14 to either the Toronto Raptors at 13 or the New Orleans Pelicans at 14. I have all guards going in those spots, though.
For sure. Alan actually has a pretty good question because we saw last year with Troy, he was saying that, we're going to take Keegan Murray and then the Kings take Keegan Murray because secretly we wanted Jaden Ivey. Do you think it's just kind of like a smokescreen right now? Because I think me and you, we both talked about Whitmore at 5 for months. Like, yeah, Whitmore at 5 makes a whole lot of sense. Do you think it's this kind of a smokescreen right now saying like he had a shit workout? Like he did not, perform well for us at all. And like you see these mocks have him anywhere from 9 to like 12. So do you think it's more of a smokescreen from Detroit? Maybe they're hoping that he's there like around 9 to 10 so they can trade up to get him?
Yeah, I think it's a smokescreen around 3 players that I feel like James Edwards is not. I mean, he's reported a little bit on it, but the 3 would be Cam Whitmore, Therese Walker, and Taylor Hendricks. Like, I feel like it's other Pistons fans talking about those 3 players, but we're hearing a lot of Asur Thompson. But last year, we heard a lot about Keegan Murray and Benedict Mathurin, and the pick was obviously Ivy. I feel like the Pistons, and I'm sure a lot of teams do this, a lot of teams do throw those smoke screens out because why not try to build up another player when okay, these other 3 guys I'm actually looking at, if I say they have bad workouts and I talk up another player, maybe more teams, have that fear of missing out. So they might want to make a trade. And then one of the guys I really want can dip back, can slip into the draft, and then we can trade him elsewhere. I totally see that happening. That's why I said Asur Thompson was the smokescreen because Amin Thompson, there's people that are still comparing those 2 games. Amin Thompson's going to go fairly high. Every podcast and every article I've read recently kind of talks about them being similar players, even though Amin is more of the playmaker. I feel like once Amin is off the board, you could really see some teams really push for Asur Thompson. And I think you're right. I think it was a smokescreen.
Yeah. Like a lot of people in the comments think they agree with you. They think Asur is a smokescreen at 5, but we have Adam Silver. I got it on mute right now. I'm not really listening to it. I'm assuming he's congratulating the Nuggets for winning the championship and just talking about a bunch of shit nobody cares about. But, man, I can't wait. I'm so nervous, man. I am so nervous. I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, no, you tell me, Cason Wallace at number 9. You think that's too much of a reach? Sorry if I keep going through this, by the way.
I had him at 10 to Dallas. I feel like he'd be a good fit with the Mavs.
I went the safe pick and went Grady Dick at number 10.
Yeah, the white guy. I got you.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to go Cam at number 10 too, but then I thought they just need so much shooting. They've been rumored to want Bojan. You're getting one of the best shooters in the draft. And Grady Dick, he got a wonderful suit on, cool shoes at the same time. But yeah, I don't know, man. I got Derek Lively going 15 as well to the Atlanta Hawks. I just don't know where to put a lot of these guys.
I think he could go as high as 10 personally.
I could see him going to the Dallas Mavericks as well too. Who's a guy? Who's a guy that you love in this draft that you just see slipping?
From a slipping standpoint, I could see Jordan Hawkins slipping. Personally,
Jordan Hawkins, same.
I just don't know where. Like some people say, he could be a top 10 pick. I could see him being like anywhere from like 15 to 25. I just don't know.
I think the earliest he could go is 17 to the Los Angeles Lakers. It feels like a Lakers pick, but I also could see them taking Jett Howard. Just get another big guy that can shoot. But I also could see Jordan Hawkins slip into like 25 going to Memphis because they need some help at two guard, even though they just traded for Marcus Smart. But man, it's just that would be kind of a fun thing going on in Houston. You can get a shooter lined up with John Morant. That'd be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, Dominique's list is Cam, Hendricks, Walker, Asor. I feel like that's most of everyone on Twitter or just social media in general. That's their list. I had Hendricks 1, and I think Cam 2, and I think I had Walker 4. I kind of value Hendricks a little bit more because he reminds me so much of John Collins, but with actually, protecting the rim.
That he reminds me of Clifford Robinson. That's what I'm hoping he turns out to be. He was an all-star, 19-point scorer at one point, played a little bit of the 3, 4, and 5 in the NBA. Another guy I see slipping, Nick Smith Jr.
Yeah. I think the wing out of Duke, too, I think he could slip to the second round because of an injury.
Yep. Yeah, I was reading about him. He had 2 foot injuries and surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. This is going to be a fun draft. I'm excited, not just for what the Pistons do, but just to see. I don't know. I feel like it's such a wing heavy draft, though, dude. Did you get that feeling?
It is, especially in the second round. Looks like the Spurs know who they're going to pick. I wonder who it is. The pick's in. Oh, let's see who it is.
Gosh. Oh, my God. I don't know. I just want to. They shouldn't even have to do this right now for the Spurs. We already know who it is. Man, he's just going to change the NBA. It's going to be so unfair to watch him.
Did you watch him on JJ Redick's podcast?
I have not watched him on that yet.
Yeah, he had him on, and dude, he had like a wild story. Apparently there was like a wedgie when they were like playing when he was 14, so the ball was stuck in between the rim. And this mofo was so tall that he kicked it with his foot standing up, and the ball like came out. I was just like, brother, I got to see a video of that.
I got to see a video of that. I don't know if you saw that video of Jerace Walker dunking over somebody. I think at like 14 or 15 years old. Just unreal. I got to see some. Do you really think he can do that though? Kick the ball out of the rim?
I don't know. He's like 7'4".
Still though, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, ESPN is so corny. I swear. I don't even know what they're trying to like do right now.
Team needs Victor W and a point guard. I don't know. I'm just ready for this. Wish I could fast forward through all this stuff because I kind of feel like I know what the top 4 are going to be.
I don't know where Miller's going. He could go to 5. He could slip.
If he slips to 5, do you want him at 5, or have you talked yourself out of it?
No, I've wanted him since God, I don't know how long ago. Like if he's there at 5, I would take him.
He goes over. Okay.
Yeah, because he was really high on my board. So like, I don't know why he was slipping. and like odds, like he could fall as far as 4 to Houston, which I don't know if Houston would want another like Jabari Smith Jr. and those two together. That would be fun to watch, but I really don't want Houston to get Brandon Miller. I'll be sick.
Do you see? I wonder if a team will trade up for him.
We'll see. I don't know. I think it could be a lot of smoke too. Like I think the farthest he falls is possibly 3 to the Trailblazers, but I don't know, man.
See, I still got Amin Thompson going number 3. I think Brandon Miller, I think it makes sense in Houston. I don't like the comparison to Jabari Smith because Brandon Miller can actually create his own shot a little bit. He can put the ball on the floor. Jabari Smith, more of a catch and shoot defensive player than Brandon Miller. Not to say Jabari Smith couldn't turn into that. It's just that when we were watching him in college, even last year's rookie year, he really didn't do too much shot creating. But Brandon Miller, totally different player. I mean, if he hits his ceiling, they were talking about like a PG, a Paul George type player that he could be. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm with you, man. Like I don't even know what they're talking about. It's just like just draft the kid already. We already know that he's gonna get drafted, but you know how ESPN is. They got to get every revenue dollar out of that pig. They'll make the draft last like 4 hours.
Here it is. Here it comes.
I mean, for crying out loud, the kid's wearing a Spurs jersey at like 12 years old. We know he's going to San Antonio.
So on the Knuckleheads podcast, they were talking to Tony Parker, and he was saying that he hoped Victor, his boy, didn't go to Detroit or Houston because he did not feel like they were the best situations for him, that they weren't going to be patient enough for Victor W. And he felt like this part I agreed with him on. I didn't agree with him, those teams not. I can't speak for Houston, but with Troy Weaver and Monty Williams, I feel like they would be patient with Victor W. But the point that I want to touch on is he felt the other reason he didn't want them going to one of those teams because he felt like the young guys that are already there wouldn't adapt their games to playing off Victor. Could you do that working with Cade Cunningham though?
It just depends like what position he wants to play. So he has said multiple times he doesn't want to play center. Man, he just got drafted by San Antonio, which we already knew.
Yeah.
I think his natural position is more of a power forward. And I think what San Antonio is going to do is they're going to play him out of a lot of dribble handoff offense with, Greg Popovich and all those guys down there because you're going to want the ball in his hands. And, if you run that offense, you're going to give him the ability to not only make shots, but just make it so hard to defend that team because he can pass, he can shoot. And he's just a monster on defense, man. Like I could see him averaging 3 blocks throughout his career just because he's so damn tall and he just bothers shots. Like he makes Adam Silver look like a 4-foot midget right now, man. Like look how tall he is. He's like up to his like hip.
Yeah. Do you think the ball handling is going to translate though to the NBA for him?
I think so. I don't think he's going to be put in a position to fail with Pop. I don't think Pop's going to make him do a 30-foot isolation. I think Pop is just going to run a really smooth offense with him where, he's in a position to succeed and it's not going to be like what we're used to. Like you have Corey Joseph doing isolations for like 25 seconds.
I feel like we will see Victor Wembanyama in some isolation those rookie year, just to kind of see what he can do and get away with in the NBA. I don't think we're going to regularly see it throughout his career, but I hope that they experiment a little bit with him and they put him in different situations. I really want to see what Victor Wembanyama can do in the NBA because he's such a special player, man. He really is. It's just going to be, oh God, I can't wait. I hate acting like I'm a Spurs fan, but dude, it's so hard not to root for them and root for this kid, man. It's going to be a fun, special season with him in San Antonio.
I'm just happy he's on a team where I don't have to see them 4 times a year. I only have to see him twice a year.
Yeah.
So like if he went to Charlotte, I would be so miserable. Like I just couldn't see him in a Charlotte uniform. But you called it a long time ago. Like they're showing the graphic right now with David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and then Victor. I think it was just destiny for him to go there.
Well, I knew it would happen in Texas. I think you had said San Antonio. I was definitely saying Houston a lot though, but because Ralph Sampson, Yao Ming, super tall, super skilled players. But yeah, man, it's just perfect. You couldn't write it any better. Real quick, who you taking at number 2, Brandon? If you're Charlotte, Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson. You got 2 minutes to decide.
Charlotte can't decide. If I were them, I would take Scoot, but I could understand why they take Brandon Miller. I really could. I think Scoot could be a better point guard than LaMelo Ball long term. But I could understand why they would want to draft a wing like Miller just because of his ability to shoot, defend, and he's a good athlete. I think him and LaMelo, if that's the pick, that would be a great fit in my opinion. But I would take Scoot.
Yeah, I've talked about fit a lot when it comes to the NBA, and I did say that Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson I feel like are closer as basketball players right now. I think Scoot has unlimited potential as a basketball player, but yeah, I get the. I wouldn't argue with him for taking Brandon Miller because you already have LaMelo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if Scoot Henderson, like he was talking about, can play like Donovan Mitchell and play off the ball that way, I think you got to take the chance. That could be a special backcourt between him and LaMelo Ball.
The more when he said that, I rewatched his tape, and then I couldn't. I was like, oh my god, he actually kind of plays like Donovan Mitchell. Like I was just like kind of watching like his shooting mechanics and his footwork. I was like, okay, I see what he's talking about. But if he goes to like Portland, I told you like a month ago, Portland will not be able to trade that pick because the number 3 pick is not valuable right now.
But I mean, would you though, if you were Portland, would you trade the 3rd pick just to keep Dame happy? Or would you say, look, it's not working with Dame. I'd rather find a trade with him and then draft a Scoot Henderson potentially at number 3?
If it was me, Portland should rebuild, but it's one of their best players in franchise history.
I know.
I think they should just kind of, do right by him and see if they could possibly get somebody, but nobody wants that 3rd pick. They just don't. Like it's a lot of these NBA teams are like Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller, like that doesn't really get me excited. Like if it was for Victor, yeah, they probably would trade it, but it's like I don't know, man. These picks at the top of the draft just aren't valuable. I think a lot of like contenders are like, why would I trade for a lottery pick? Even though like both Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson are talented, I just don't see contenders like giving up like a Bradley Beal, for example, for the 3rd pick.
See, I think it's going to change though. I think these 1st round picks are going to become more valuable because they're going to allow you to keep costs down when you're re-signing your superstars or re-signing your max players. But I think that 3rd pick becomes more valuable depending on who gets drafted at number 2. But it kind of looks like Brandon Miller's on the phone, so maybe it is him at number 2. We'll see.
Yeah, David said Hornets are taking Miller, so that's going to be the pick. So they went for fit over best player available, which you've kind of talked about a lot. So can't say I'm surprised.
I definitely thought Scoot would be number 2, but Brandon Miller, congratulations, number 2 to the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, I talked about him being number 2 for a while, but wow. Now, what do you think? Do you think Scoot could actually slip to potentially number 4 and go to Houston? Or do you think he's definitely in at number 3 and then Amin Thompson goes number 4?
I think he's number 3. I just don't know what the Blazers are really trying to do. Like they'll go best player available because like if it doesn't work out, they have Scoot. They have another point guard that they can build around, and then they have a young core that Chauncey and all those guys can build around. I mean they have Nasir Little from a couple of years ago. They have Anthony Simons, who you had mentioned. They still have Jeremy Grant, who looks like he's probably gonna go back to Portland. So they have kind of like I don't want to say a head start to a rebuild, but they have young pieces that they can build with. So, like I said, they take Scoot. I understand it.
I mean, you could definitely draft Scoot and then trade Dame Lillard. I don't know what you would get, but I mean, or if you want to keep Dame, you could potentially trade the third pick right now, because now that you know Scoot Henderson now that teams know that Scoot Henderson's not off the board, like in New Orleans Pelicans, they can flip a Brandon Ingram or a Zion Williamson for the third pick.
Yeah, I don't think New Orleans wants to do that though. Like if they could get Scoot without giving up their core guys and just giving them the pick swaps that they got from the Anthony Davis trade, they would do it. But I honestly think that the whole New Orleans thing was more of a smokescreen.
Okay.
Because they didn't want the Mariah Mills shit, like distracting people. And she got suspended, by the way, which thank God, man. I was sick of seeing her account on Twitter every day. Like saying I'm gonna leak sex tapes. I'm like, man, what the hell's wrong with you?
It's the craziest that we've actually mentioned two adult film star names on this podcast so far. It's the first for that ever happening. Man, I don't know. Because I talked about that potentially happening months ago on our podcast. Like if the Pistons got the number 2 overall pick, flip it to New Orleans because maybe they would want Scoot Henderson running the show with Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. And then, yeah, maybe it was just a smokescreen. But do you think Portland would take either Zion Williamson or Brandon Ingram for the third pick to keep Dame happy? And do you think that makes Portland a contender?
I think they would, but no. No, it does. The West is so stacked. Like, Portland reminds me of a Washington, but they have Damian Lillard. Like, they have some secondary pieces. They have some nice role players, but they're not going to win a championship.
No.
They don't have a secondary star next to Dame. Like, Jeremy Grant is their second best player. Like,
yeah, man, I've always thought if Damian Lillard was that number 2 on a team, but he could play like the number 1 when he catches fire, your team would be so much better. It's been so tough for them to build a team around him. It really has. Like, it just has not worked. If I was Portland, I would definitely try to make something happen and just start the rebuild.
Someone just texted me because I had asked them. I said, "Do you think Dame goes to Milwaukee?" He's like, "Well, Chris Middleton just opened $40 million in cap. Could be a possibility."
That would be okay. Milwaukee or Miami for Damian Lillard if you had to pick between those two teams. You might see Dame on the biggest stage with either one of those teams.
I feel like he would get more media coverage in Miami. But I think as a basketball fan, I'd rather see him with Giannis. Just because like those two together would be fun to watch. But we'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, in Miami, though, a little big 3 between him, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo, I would root for that.
Yeah, same here. I love how Woj said he wasn't going to tweet live during the draft when he just sent out a tweet that Miller was the pick. Same with Shams. Like they're like, yeah, we're not going to tweet about it. I'm getting tweets on my phone and I'm looking and it's blowing up every 2 seconds. I was just like, come on, man.
Have they mentioned who the next pick is?
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it because people are watching live. Like, to me, like, when I'm watching the draft, that actually takes away from it. And everyone's like, just mute him. I was like, why should I have to mute him? Why can't you just enjoy the draft?
Man, I don't want. Yeah, I've had my phone turned down. You just got me looking at it. I had way too many notifications from Twitter already.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like,
dude, man, it's Scoot Henderson. I want it to be Amin Thompson, though. I really do.
Yeah, we'll see who they take.
When do you think this? Oh, my bad. Go on. I keep interrupting you. My bad, bro.
That's okay. I'm just ESPN's is kind of teasing at the fact that they might trade Dame right now, but I know they're not going to.
When do you think this draft starts to get interesting? When the Pistons go on the board at number 5?
I think the 4th pick. That's when I think things get dicey.
Do you think a trade could happen? Oh my God! I don't even know. I'm just.
Don't blame me, Dominique. Maybe I should do that too. I have Twitter silent.
Scoot Henderson at number 3. Wow. Wow. This is just playing out exactly. Why did I even need to watch this right now? I just want a breaking trade coming through right now. That's what I want.
Yeah, Scoot at 3. Like I said, I think it's a good fit. He's a high level player. He can play next to Damian Lillard. When they do want to rebuild, he'll have the keys. And I think it's a win win for them if because they're gonna get something for Damian Lillard if he does request a trade. And when he does request a trade, because he will, they have a franchise guard. So I think it's a win win for them.
But they're just repeating a vicious cycle, going a guard and then having another small guard in the backcourt with them. We're going to be in this exact same situation like 7 years from now. Like, man, Portland should probably trade Scoot Henderson. It just didn't work. Like, I feel like this is it's just a cycle with this team, man. We're going to be here again in a few years talking about this. But congrats to Scoot. Hopefully he goes off.
Dominique, I would say yes. To me, Amin, his best trait is passing. So in Houston doesn't really have a point guard. So I think that would be more of a natural feel for him. I think Amin's going to be 4 personally. I don't see them reaching for Whitmore, which a lot of people thought that Whitmore would go top 4. I see them personally going with Amin just because it just makes so much sense. And if we get a Sewer and they get Amin, man, it's more to beef about on Twitter. Because now you got twin rivalries, plus Jalen Green and Cade. Plus Rockets and Pistons Twitter already hate each other.
Who wants the pressure of that? I don't want the pressure of that. I want them to go completely. Let them have a twin rivalry with some other team. I don't need, because if Amin Thompson's so much better than a Sewer, I do not want to hear about it. I just don't. But yeah, Amin Thompson, that makes a ton of sense at number 4. Man, they're going to have a huge lineup if he actually plays out. You could have him, Jalen Green in the backcourt, Kevin Porter Jr. on the opposite wing. Then you got Jabari Smith and Sengun. That's a nice team in Houston if Amin is the pick right here at number 4.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Man, it's just crazy that I'm not surprised they weren't able to trade that 3rd pick. I remember when the Warriors had the 2nd pick with James White and they selected James Wiseman because they couldn't move it. It's just a lot of these contenders just don't want to trade for, high lottery picks like that unless it's like a proven star, like they think it's going to be like a next LeBron or something like that. But
I mean, you never know. Houston could have just Portland could have drafted Scoot and then like 5 picks. If they made a trade.
Yeah, we'll see.
Man, I thought we'd see a little bit of movement in the top 5. So far, nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Detroit trades down with Utah and they get 9 and 16.
I thought we were talking about the Magic. That's what we want. We want the Magic.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think the Magic, they'll probably take, if I had to guess, Anthony Black, and I could see them taking Grady Dick if he's still there at 11.
So I got them taking Anthony Black and Cam Whitmore.
We'll see.
I'm kind of hoping Keontae George goes to Miami and he just becomes like the next poor version of Dwayne Wade.
We'll see.
I mean, he was compared to Rodney Stuckey just a little bit, and I really felt like Joe Dumars drafted Rodney Stuckey because he made the mistake of passing up Dwayne Wade. We won't get into that, though.
So the Rockets have 2 minutes before they draft, but I think we both agree it's probably going to be Amin Thompson.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really see them picking anyone else. It just seems like a perfect fit, in my opinion. The trades happen after the picks. Yeah, John, you're 100% right. They could trade it. I just don't see them trading it. I just don't see any stars available. There's just been so much movement. And if there's a star, it kind of looks like Matt Ishbias is going to trade for him.
But the Orlando Magic, you wanted Amin Thompson, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they wanted to kind of trade up to the top 5, but obviously Houston didn't want to trade I mean, they still could, but I'd be very shocked if they did.
I mean, Amin Thompson makes the most sense, but if they traded back to 6 and drafted Anthony Black, I wouldn't hate that. That'd be kind of nice. You kind of get this. They're kind of Amin Thompson's a much better athlete, but that all around game with the lack of a jumper, they both have.
All right, here we go. Who are the Rockets selecting? I'll turn it up.
Let's just take a look at how we got to where the Rockets are now. They hired Ime Udoka, remember, as their new head coach.
Okay. They're not telling us who they're drafting. What the hell, man? They like the camera like went to the stage, and I'm like waiting for Adam Silver to come out, but he never came out. I was like, what the hell? What projected cap space? Rockets have the most. Do you see them just going for James Harden?
I kept thinking about that today too, but that's why I thought Brandon Miller if he had slipped to 4, that would have made a lot of sense with James Harden, another guy for him to kick it out to. But yeah, I do see them making a push. Like, but man, do you think they'd have to give up Jalen Green? Do you think they would give up Jalen Green to bring in James Harden?
I don't even think they have to. I think he's just going to leave regardless. Philly's a weird situation. Like, Nick Nurse is a good coach, but I don't see it working out.
But you don't think they would try to do a sign and trade if he had agreed to go?
Is he a UFA or restricted?
I'll have to pull this up.
I think it's a UFA if I do remember correctly. But the pick's in. Let's see who they're going to draft.
They just want to hoop. They're not worried about anything else. Until a few weeks ago, they had iPhone 5s. That's the iPhone with the button at the bottom that you have to press to get back to the home screen. They're not worried about anything else. They want to compete. They want to hoop. They spend extra time in the gym. They've been doing 4 workouts a day. I think Amin Thompson, with that just let me hoop and learn and play mentality, I think he'd be a great fit in Houston. Okay?
He's a world-class athlete. It's hard to argue with that. And, you talk about elite athletes. Both the Thompsons are world-class athletes. They're big time.
Let's go back a little bit to that culture piece in Houston. Is there any free agent that you're looking at, someone that you think other than yourself that should be added to that locker room?
Well, I don't want to set somebody up to get a bag here, but the one guy that I think is available that could be on a bigger one-year deal is George Niang.
Let's see who Houston is adding to their roster as we head back to the podium with NBA Commissioner Adams.
See who they pick.
I think you might be on a little bit of a delay.
Oh, here we go.
With the 4th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Amin Thompson.
Wow.
Oakland, California.
Okay.
Overtime elite.
Amin Thompson for the 4th overall pick. So we're talking about it. I'm not surprised by that at all.
And I just love this, Jay.
So James Harden has a player option.
Okay.
For $35.6 million. And he'll sign a multi-year deal. I could see him totally opting out of that.
I like the fit with them personally. I didn't know that they had iPhone 5 still. That's crazy. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't know that, but I'm happy for him, man. He just seems like one of those guys that, like they said, he's just a gym rat. He's gonna work. So guys like that you love to have on your team. Like Jaden Ivey's like that. I know Monty Williams said he should change his address because that's all he does is hoop.
Man, I don't know. I hope the Pistons. I don't know. Like I said, this rumor's growing on me, but man, this is the pick that I'm most interested in. Is Detroit? I don't even want to look if it pops out early. So you're saying Taylor Hendricks at number 5?
I think it's between Jarris, Cam Whitmore, Taylor Hendricks, and Asur. But we'll see, man. I'm nervous, just like you. I'm so nervous.
Dude. Yeah, I've never been this nervous about a Pistons pick.
Me either. It's like last year I kind of knew it was going to be Ivy, but it's just like I don't know who they're going to pick. I really don't. It's just I know if Jarris is the pick, Pistons fans are going to lose their shit. They're going to be so pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like no matter who the Pistons draft, there's going to be some issue. If they draft Taylor Hendricks, I feel like people are just going to laugh at the pick and give it a low grade.
Dominic needs a chill. He says we're taking Keontae George with the 5th. I love Keontae, but not at 5. Oh man, it's. I think fans won't like Jarace Walker just because, like, the casual Piston fan thinks he's beef stew.
Yep.
Just because they kind of look like each other and they have the same haircut, but he's nothing like Isaiah Stewart. He's so more athletic, but I have a feeling if he is the pick, Pistons Twitter is going to riot because they want the Hendricks, they want the Whitmore. I've even seen way more Asur. And it looks like we are not picking who I thought we were going to pick. Interesting.
Man, you already looked? I'm just going to wait. God dang it. Is it any of the names we've talked about?
It is. It is.
Man, do you think I'll be happy about it when I see it or no?
Oh, yeah. Good player.
Okay.
Good player. I think a lot of Pistons fans will be happy with it.
I almost can't. I want to look at my phone so badly. I can't do it, though. Why is the suspense killing me? Just please hurry up. I just want to see this so badly.
I know, it's just that I don't get why they're waiting so long. Do you want me to tell you?
No, I'm gonna watch. No, I mean a part of me does, but there's a part of me that just says no. Let me just watch this on the screen. I mean, your reaction though was kind of killing me though too. Like I can't tell if you're excited or you're just emotionless.
A little of both. I'm pretty numb after the draft lottery, if I'm being honest with you. The draft lottery, a lot of people when they were on with me, they knew I was pissed. They knew I was pissed. They're like, dude, what's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah, I was pretty upset when that happened too. Man, this is just killing me. I can't. And I hate the silence because it's not good.
I know.
It's the freaking suspense that is just. If it goes to commercial, I'm gonna be so irritated.
Okay, the pick's in. I'm gonna turn it up.
Victor Wembanyama, a European professional. We got Brendan Miller, a college player. We got Scoot Henderson, a G League player. Right. And now 2 guys who came from Atlanta, the overtime elite headquartered there. Just a phenomenal story. Both these guys as they celebrate this moment as twins.
Get you a sibling that's that happy when you achieve your goals, and now a man gets to stand by to watch that same thing for a star. It's something that's really special. The Detroit Pistons, they are now on the clock. Of course, they have hired Monty Williams as the highest paid head coach in NBA history here. When you're looking at the Pistons, what do you want to see here, JJ?
Well, they have a very strong backcourt for the future. Cade Cunningham, assuming he's healthy this year, and Jaden Ivey, who was really good, particularly towards the end of the year. Jalen Duren is another young player that they have. I think they go with the forward here.
And they are certainly not new to having high picks in these recent drafts. They have another one. The pick is in. Let's head to Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 5th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Asar Thompson from Oakland, California, an overtime elite.
I like the Detroit Pistons. I can't believe he screwed it up. That's hilarious. So we got a SAR. Wow, man. Like, I'm shocked by that. I really am. But like, I got to give James Edwards credit because he called it like a week ago, kind of saying like how that's who he was hearing that was going to get drafted. I'm happy with the SAR though. We need defense terribly.
Yeah. I just, like I said, started to talk myself into it. It had grown on me, Asar did, but I don't know. I'm just the energy for that pick is just not there tonight right now. I don't know if I would have been more excited for Jarace Walker or Taylor Hendricks. I mean, I'm definitely rooting for Asar, but I just thought I'd be like jumping out of my seat if it had happened.
Welcome to the Pickens, dude. Like that had to be on purpose. Like I heard that. I was like, "Are you serious right now, man?" That had to be on purpose, though. Like if you guys did hear that, I was kind of like, "Dude, what the hell did you just say?" I'm happy with it though. I think they're just the type of prospects where I read a lot that these guys are gym rats. Like they said on the broadcast that they did 4 workouts just today, like which is
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, but now I don't love I don't really want to run with Isaiah Stewart at the 4 as a starter. And I don't know if it's James Wiseman starts or whatever they're trying to do. I mean, like, obviously I love Isaiah Stewart, but man, I was getting excited for him coming off the bench. And now it's just, it feels like he's going to be the starter. And I don't know, I'm just kind of numb to the whole thing.
For sure. I mean, Detroit Pickens is definitely going to be a T-shirt. I'm calling it now. Um, like I can talk myself into Asar. I think he's going to be the wing. He's going to be the 3. I think he's going to be your long-term small forward. I think he can defend multiple positions. He's farther ahead than his brother is in terms of shooting. I think at 5, it was a toss-up. We really didn't know if it was going to be Jarris, Cam, whatever. I think if you're just looking for a wing that's defensive-minded, he should be at the top of your board. And I think Troy Weaver and the Pistons made a good pick. I'm not mad at it. I'm going to wait to see how he does in the summer league and this year to, kind of evaluate the pick. I'm not going to kind of have a hot take or a reactionary take right now just because they didn't draft the guy that, like, I personally wanted, like, Hendricks at 5, but I can understand why they did draft Asar.
No, I mean, I get it. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I'm going to have to see, you're right. I'm going to have to see him play in summer league to kind of get a bit better vision of it. It's just, I was hoping to be more athletic at the 4 spot, open things up a little bit, whether it was Hendricks or Jarace Walker. Again, I was getting excited, maybe having Isaiah Stewart come off the bench, but maybe Troy really wants Duren and James Wiseman to be the 2 up front. I don't know, but it just seems, especially with how deep this draft is, like on the perimeter, I felt like you probably could have found someone that slipped at 31 and still gone with the 5th spot. But hey, man, I got to trust Troy.
He might trade back up. I mean, I remember last year we were like, okay, Jaden Ivey, we're good. He might trade back up in the draft. We really don't know. He could use that 31st pick, and maybe you try to move Bagley to get back into the late first round, or maybe even a lottery pick. We really don't know. I didn't see the Duren shit coming out last year, but time will tell, man. I'm excited for Asar because, dude, we did not have I love Isaiah Livers, but man, he was getting cooked all year.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. Like the 3 and 4. I mean, the 4 position was ahead because you had Isaiah Stewart already, and Anthony Black at number 6. Nice. Sorry if I got ahead of you.
No, you're good. You're good. I saw that pick come in like 10 minutes ago, but Shams is a dickhead.
Yeah, I got my phone turned upside down. Yeah, I mean, the Pistons definitely needed help at the 3. Asar gives you that. It's just, man, I can't be mad. I can't be pissed off. Like I said, I got to trust Troy.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's the wing that the Pistons need. I do think his shooting is a little bit farther ahead than his brothers, and I think he could, possibly shoot 30% from 3 this year. Because you're not really asking him to be a number 1 option because you have Cade, you have Ivy, you have Duren. Like, if he's your 4th option, just kind of standing in the corner and just defending, I think that he makes the team a whole lot better. And I know Cade had a tweet from like 4 years ago. He liked the Thompson twins a lot.
Okay.
So I'm not surprised by that.
Anthony Black at number 6. That's an awesome pick.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not surprised by that. I think they go with their next pick. I definitely could see Grady Dick for them.
Okay. I was thinking Cam Whitmore if he slips.
If he's still there, I could see Utah taking him at 9.
I feel like Case and Wallace, though, the Kentucky.
Oh, my brother. Let me apologize.
Oh, my bad. Wow, Indiana with a shocker. Did you see who they drafted?
No, but now I got to look because now that the Pistons pick is over.
Yeah, we could just kind of.
Wow. Yeah, that's man, I thought he'd go number 12 to OKC.
I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try to butcher his name, but I think wasn't he Victor's teammate?
Yep.
Yeah, so he goes 7 to Indiana. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to try to butcher his name, but
Yeah,
that
it's
was
for-
kind of a surprise.
I think it's Bilal Kula. I can't even say his last name. I've heard
Yeah.
it a few times, but I'm terrible with that stuff. Wow. He goes number 7. Man, that means there's going to be a drop for Jarace Walker. He might go to Utah. They could use some defense. I mean, they do got Laurie Markkinen as their all-star, but no, they definitely go point guard.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So, Jarace isn't a Pacer. Thank God. Thank God, man. I don't know if I could stomach that.
Wow. That's an interesting pick though for Indiana. Good defensive player, a little bit more raw, but man, I knew that guy was gonna because he was still playing games while this was all going on. Like he was playing games at the perfect moment where his draft stock could just continue to rise.
Yeah, I don't know if Troy's going to keep that 31st pick or he's going to try to trade up. Jarace isn't a Pacer. No, he's not a Pacer. Stay Daffy. He is still on the board. The Pacers went with Victor W's teammate, who I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name because I'll just butcher it, and I'm sure he would appreciate that. Crazy, man. I didn't see him going top 10. I thought he would be like late lottery, but good for him.
Like I said, I thought number 12 seemed like an Oklahoma City pick.
I think they're going to go with Kobe Buffkin, in my opinion.
Man, they got a lot of. You think he'd get minutes though behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams?
I have no idea. I really don't, but I think OKC is just a team that goes best player. Like they have such a loaded roster too. Like rookie of the year is going to be so interesting because Chet Holmgren didn't play. Now you have Victor, Scoot, Brandon Miller. Like it's going to be intense.
Yeah, but I don't think Chet's going to win that.
I could totally see this happening too, by the way. If the Lakers want to trade their 17th pick for Bojan, and we all know their love affair for Bojan, like I would take that. Like if you can get a first for Bojan, because we didn't get a like Utah traded for Saban Lee and Kelly Olynyk for Bojan. If they're giving me like something back in return, I would consider it. Like I'm just not doing it for 17. Like if you give me like a Malik Beasley or something like that, because I love Malik Beasley. I just think what he was in LA is not the type of player he is. I think a lot of players have a hard time adjusting playing with LeBron James. But I would love like Malik in 17 or, one of their contributors that they did get at the deadline this past year. I think it would be a good pick if you're looking for another first.
I don't want that 10th pick from the Dallas Mavericks. I'll take Bertans.
Wait,
Bowie.
what? Whoa. What the fuck? Damn it.
What, something just happened?
Yeah. Looks like there's a trade. Looks like Indiana and Washington are swapping. It says sources Indiana is sending. The Pacers are trading their 7th pick to Washington. So Jarace is going to be a Pacer now. Damn it.
Damn. I hope it does not haunt the Pistons.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm still happy with this hire. I'm going to give him a shot. I'm not going to trash him.
No, no, neither am I. Neither am I. It's just, I don't know. But I don't even know. I don't even know the fit for Jarace Walker in Indiana because I got some other bigs ahead of him too. So we'll see. But you know how I liked him. I loved him a lot. But again, I trust Troy.
Yeah, Dominique, it looks like they swapped 7 and 8. So Jarace is going to Indiana, and then the other guy's going to Washington, which I think it's a pretty good trade. I mean, if you just want to swap. But, man, I'm still wondering where Whitmore's going to go.
I'm saying number 11 to Utah.
I think he goes to Dallas. I think it makes sense.
I mean, I do too, but it's the Dallas Mavericks. They always make some questionable decisions.
That is true. That is true. Man.
That's crazy. Can't believe we got the first pick. The guy already got the first trade in.
Yeah, your mock is fixed. So he actually had Jarace go into the Pacers. But I'm happy your mock draft is still intact. I didn't have the balls to put one out because I feel like I would just get it completely wrong.
I had Jarace Walker at number 8, but not going. Had him going to Washington.
Yeah. I'm not surprised he fell, though. I'm really not. I'm not surprised Cam fell. I think a lot of reporters were saying he just had a terrible workout. Like he wasn't hitting shots. I know the Pacers posted one little clip, but I read 4 or 5 athletic articles, and they all said, yeah, he just did not have a good workout. But they wanted to see more from him, but they just couldn't really get it in a workout. But
feels like he's one of those guys that won't shine in workouts, but comes time to the game, he'll look like an all-star.
Yeah, I feel like Dallas might trade 10 too. I feel like that's still a possibility for them. I just don't. I don't know which team would be willing to. If we can get 10 for Bogey, we have to do it. Hey, you're probably taking on Bertans or Tim Hardaway Jr. though if you do that. Which I'm not really too high on either of those guys for the money.
I'll take Bertans. He's just a shooter.
Yeah.
What is his contract at?
I'm not sure. I can always hope for Ben Shepherd at 31. Man, if he's at 31, you got to draft him. I'd be surprised if he's still there at 31.
I kind of want the kid from UCLA, Jaime Jaquez Jr. I've been watching him for a couple of years now. I would really love that guy.
I would be.
From Pepperdine, Maxwell Lewis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard some people talk about him. I think we were talking about Gigi Jackson last week, which I would if he's there, I might take him just because he's such an athlete.
Yeah.
But I know we had a Pistons draft talk on last week, and he was saying his attitude is kind of not the best.
What about a guy like Noah Clowney? I know he's kind of projected all over the place, but defensive guy out of Alabama, or there's another power forward in here. Let me see what his name is. Not Tracy Jackson Davis, but Oliver Maxis Prosper out of Marquette. 6'8", pretty athletic, more of a defensive guy too. I can see the Pistons. That's the thing. I can see the Pistons going with kind of a knower name prospect at 31. I would like Gigi Jackson though as well, but give me some size up front.
100%.
Man, or even Leonard Miller, man, 6'10", small forward out of Canada. Dude, that'd be nice. I think he played in the Ignite League too, or the G League Ignite. I mean,
the Lakers will trade their 17th. Chris Murray is the one. I forgot about Chris Murray. Completely forgot about him. I could see him being a sneaky good player.
I have him going in the 20s.
I could see him going top 15.
I want to. He is nice. He is nice, but He's a little older though, too. I think he's 23, or he will be 23 at the beginning of the season. But he's just one of those guys that I think just complements a team. He'll play any role for you.
Man. I'll be right back. Let's go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, what am I going to do for 60 seconds?
I don't know. I could put a question on the thing there for you.
Please do.
Let's see if I can find one real quick. Here we go. You can kind of answer this question.
Murray was in the draft. Oh, man. I don't know, but do any of you guys really see the Detroit Pistons trading back into the lottery? I know we've talked about it, but I don't know. I mean, I think Bojan is still too much a part of this team right now. I don't see him being traded. I don't think Alex Burke is either. I think they're going to remain put at 31. And I think that's just going to be the Pistons draft. I mean, I would like to see some more movement from them, but I don't know. It kind of feels like they might just stay put with where they're at. I know we're fixated on the 10th pick, but how young do we really want the Pistons to be? You know, we need some veterans that are going to help them win. Free agency, I know, is just going to be kind of crazy. Gotta look at the forwards now. Do you see the Pistons actually trading back into the first round?
I could. Taylor Hendricks going to Utah. Damn it.
Damn.
Bro, him and your boy Walker Kessler are just going to cause havoc.
How are you going to score on those guys?
You're not. That's the problem. Walker Kessler 9 is like perfect for them. That's such a great pick. Yeah, Ainge is just like that front court's set now. Like the fact that they got Walker Kessler and Taylor Hendricks, and they have another draft pick at 16. So they'll probably go Jordan Hawkins and just punch me in the gut.
We'll go Jordan Hawkins.
Yeah, that's Walker, Halliburton, and Mathurin trio is going to be doing a reach around on the Pistons. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some battles with Cade, Duran, and Ivy, and Nassar. Like that's going to be fun to watch.
Man, I'm looking at the the forwards right now in NBA free agency because that's where we got to look. And I don't know. This is going to be a weird offseason. For as excited as I was to head into the offseason, now after the draft is playing out, I'm just kind of, I don't know. I'm not as excited. It's going to be a weird year for the
Pistons. You were just kind of, you thought the Pistons were getting top 3, and when they got 5, you just were not excited like anybody else. You were just like, dude, like really? It's a punch to the gut.
Well, I thought that, you know, the 4 position in the draft would be more important because there's some good wings. There's some good 3s in free agency. I feel like that was the way the Pistons were going to play it.
Yeah, I agree with you, though, 100%.
Because, again, like, I love Isaiah Stewart. I just don't see him as a full-time starter. I think he's more valuable off the bench. Bring the defensive versatility, bring in, you know, the offensive game, too, as well, still being able to spread the floor, could play the 4 or the 5. Depending on the matchup. You could have signed someone like Kelly Oubre to play at the 3 after drafting a Trace Walker or Taylor Hendricks. I don't know. That's how I would have played it out. But again, Troy Weaver, he's making the pick, so I have to I'm still believing in him. Asor Thompson, yeah, I believe in him. It's just different.
Yeah, I'm laughing at all these Rocket fans saying this rivalry is just going to get started. Because, like, the Cade and Jalen Green thing was entertaining, but now you got brothers in the mix. So now it's going to get more personal.
It is. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe we're bonded with the Houston Rockets and their fans because of the Thompson twins.
Oh, it's freaking hilarious. It's like I can't believe it, man. Like I try not to like rip on Rockets fans because they're pretty chill, but man, like it's gonna be pretty toxic on Twitter. I already know it. Hendricks, Laurie, and Kessler, biggest lineup in the NBA. Dude, I forgot they had Markkinen too.
It was their all-star last year.
I completely forgot. Like when because they just traded away like all their good players, and I just don't pay attention to them because they were just kind of like I thought they were going to be a rebuilding team. I thought Victor was going to Utah, but I was completely wrong about that. Did not see Utah coming out the gate being the number one seed for like a month and a half.
Oh, man. It still kind of feels like, though, Taylor Hendricks could be traded.
Yeah, I mean, if a team likes him enough, he definitely could be packaged. Jeremy Grant is not the answer for us. Yeah, after seeing what he wanted, hell no, he's not. I'm not paying him 150 million. Hell no.
I was talking myself into it last week, him playing, or 2 weeks ago, him playing that like Aaron Gordon rule.
Yeah. Man, this draft is going so slow, man. Like second round goes fast, but the first round they make it last so damn long. It's just like, come on, man, speed it up.
NFL. It's not the NFL. Nobody wants this long of a draft.
No, like if you can get the draft out in 2 hours, I think people are happy. We do have a question from you from Dominique. If you want to answer it.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, I want to make it very clear. I don't hate a sewer. I don't know. I was talking myself into the pick. It was growing on me. It's just, I don't know why. I'm just not as exciting. I just need to see him play in Summer League, like Anthony was saying. But yeah, if they get Cam Johnson, that makes me feel a little better. But I can't get myself psyched up that way because I don't think that's going to happen because Cam Johnson was just talking about buying a house in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Did you see the report what Brooklyn wants to pay him today?
Wasn't it like 20 or like in the like 21, 22, 23 million?
Like 21 million. So OKC is selecting Case and Wallace at number 10, which I like. Oh wait, sources. Oklahoma City is acquiring Case and Wallace from Dallas at number 10. So there's a trade between OKC and Dallas. Interesting. Who are they trading?
They're going to trade that number 12 pick. It's probably going to be Grady Dick.
Dallas is trading Bertans and Case and Wallace to OKC for. Okay. Bertans and Case and Wallace and number 10 to OKC. I like it.
Yeah. I just want to know, is it Cam Whitmore?
I don't know.
We have to wait. That's what sucks.
I mean, good for OKC getting their guy that they wanted. I mean, they have enough draft capital. They're not hurting. I doubt we get Cam Johnson. He hasn't even said he wanted to leave or come to the Pistons. No, you're right. He hasn't, D-Buck. I think it's his Pistons fans being hopeful. Because you look at the forwards, like Kuzma said he wants $30 million. Yep. Cam Johnson's probably going to do $30 million. So OKC sending the 12th pick for people watching and a TPE to Dallas as this trade sources said, Dallas gets off the Bertans contract. Not a bad trade. That is not a bad trade at all. I kind of want us to trade up to go get Cam Whitmore now, if they can do it. I'd feel more comfortable if you had Cam Whitmore and Asor on this team.
I feel like they're going to go big with that 31st pick. They're going to get not a surprise player, but a player that slips, that's on nobody's radar at 31. I hope it's not a draft and stash guy, but I feel like the Pistons are going to just stay put. I don't think there's any trades coming from Troy Weaver.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I thought Case and Wallace would go to Utah. I really thought they would go guard, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go Kobe Buffkin at number 11.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility.
I would like to see him in Toronto, though. But if he goes to Utah, I'll be rooting for him.
Dog, this draft is more depressing than the lottery. Ben, facts. It really is. Like the lottery, like I literally got numb. I think I haven't really recovered from it, and I'm just kind of talking myself into just it being like better. But it's like I'm not mad that we got the fifth pick. I just kind of think that we got shafted.
They didn't want Victor W coming to Detroit. I mean, if the Pistons were drafting, let's just say 4 or 3, they're probably coming away with one of the Thompson twins regardless. I don't think it changes much.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm not mad that we got 5 or we didn't like win the lottery. I just didn't think we would slip that far. Like I thought like top 3 we would get, but like hey man, I get it. Someone asked, do you think Asur will be our starting 3?
I think he'll get every opportunity to be the starter, but I have a feeling it's going to be Isaiah Stewart at the 4, then Bojan at the 3. That's what I feel like we're going to see from our front court with Jalen Byrne at the 5.
I mean, like, I would like to see Bojan at the 4, personally, next to Jalen Duren. Like, we've talked about it before. Like, the 2 big lineup to me, I don't see it working out.
Not with our personnel.
No, like you need like a Kevin Love type of power forward to make it work. Like you need just like a stretch forward that can just knock down threes, and just be a mismatch like for like power forwards to trying to like come out to the perimeter. But we don't have that.
Well, we could have with Taylor Hendricks. No, I mean, yeah, I don't. It's not going to work with our personnel. We're really going into the season. Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, James Wiseman, and Marvin Bagley. Those are our 4 bigs, unless they draft someone. Because I don't know who they would sign.
Yeah, I think I agree with Marquise on this one 100%.
Yeah, I think he's going to play. I think he's going to be a part of that second unit, maybe provide a spark. I would just be, like I said, I think the starting spot is his up for grabs, but I think they're going to go more of a veteran move. We don't have any shooters coming off the bench.
We got Burks and Livers.
That'd be kind of a nasty. You get Killian playing the point, Burks at the 2, Livers and Asur at the 3 and the 4, and then you got Isaiah Stewart at the 5.
Yeah, a lot of Pistons fans are upset that Utah got Hendricks, and I'm with them, man. Like I thought that was a guy that they might trade up for, but I don't know. It could be like the 2021 draft for Troy just did not trade back up into the first round. So we'll see. Man. Yeah, I just said Bojan at the 4 just because of the 2 big lineup. I understand it would be a mismatch nightmare, you guys, but like.
Didn't he play the 4 for the Pistons, though, a lot this year?
No, more of the 3. He played the 4 in Utah quite a bit, but like I said, Utah had Rudy Gobert, but I don't know, man. It's just like I like Isaiah Stewart. I think he's developed probably the most out of anyone on the team, but like Dern and Stewart as a 4 or 5 combo, I have questions about it. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll be patient enough to see if it does.
Yeah, they listed him at a 4 this year. I'm looking at his on Basketball Reference. Yeah, it was about almost an even split. He played 53% of his time at the 4.
You okay over there, Ben? Yeah, another year of Killian. We'll see. We will see.
The Pistons might be a top 5. They might be drafting the top 5 again next year.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Troy talks like he's Brad Holmes good.
Did you like his approach though? I know we'll talk about that on Sunday. I want to save that for Sunday.
Not surprised. Guess who Orlando's taking? Without checking your phone.
Wow. They love those guys.
Orlando's taking Jet Howard. How many Michigan? I think their owner's from Michigan, if I do remember correctly.
Yeah, why am I? Yeah, the guy that owns the Amway Center. He owns it in Grand Rapids too.
Yeah, so Jet Howard. So they get Anthony Black and Jet Howard. I like that for Orlando.
Man, Cam Whitmore is slipping, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
People said that he was going top 5, and I was crazy. And I'm like, I don't know. He could slip. Do you think working out with Melo made his draft stock fall?
I think the point of 7 assists per game.
Oh, you're funny.
I think I watch him go to Miami, and that's just like the perfect fit for him. Watch him slip all the way to 18.
Told you, Sue, you gotta chill. Told you Whitmore has dwarf arms. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. Well, the Mavs already traded their pick to OKC, so no, they can't. Which I did not see OKC doing that, but hey, good for them. Do you guys think there's any pressure for Monty to deliver a playoff or a play-in berth within the next 2 seasons? 100%. 100%, Sean Don. You have to making that kind of money. You can't just win 20 games and, no pressure. You have to at least by year 2. If you're not in the play-in, then I don't really know what to tell you, because they'll have a lot of cap space going into next season, and they can start bringing in vets. But I mean, if you're not a play-in team by year 2, then that's when you have to start, asking yourself, like, what are the Pistons doing being in the lottery every year?
You think the Oklahoma City are making a push for OG Anunoby?
I mean, they could with all the draft picks they have. I think OKC is okay at the wing position. I feel like, they have Luke Dort. They have so many pieces with SGA. You have Chet Holmgren. You got Poku. Who did they draft? Jalen Williams. Both Jalen Williams is like, they have a great young team. Like, I could see them being like a top 4 seed in the West.
But if you trade like Case and Wallace and like Lou Dort, package them, I don't know what else you'd have to do to get OG Anunoby, but I don't know. That could be something, because then they still get the 13th pick. They could still go for Kobe Buffkin if he's still available, or even, I don't know what else they could do.
Help Cam. I would laugh if that happened. If Cam's there at 31 and we take him, I don't think he'll fall that far, but if he falls out of the lottery, I will be surprised. I feel like you see it every year where just a prospect you think that's going to be like a top 5 pick just falls out of the draft. Like, you remember Bobo's draft, where everyone had him like lottery, and then he broke his foot, and then he goes like, I think like 42 to the Heat or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that. He was supposed to be like the number 2 overall pick, I thought, for like most of the year. But then he hurt his foot in college.
Orlando Wolverines. I like that. It's so true, though.
Yeah, they had Ignas Brazdeikis, but I don't know if he's still part of the Magic.
They got the Wagners. They had Caleb Houston, who I think they let go. They just love Michigan prospects. Like, that's why I thought they were going to take Isaiah Livers.
They might if he becomes available. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, good for Jet, though, man. Like, he's a hell of a player. Wow, people are comparing the. Some guy on Twitter said that Stanley Johnson vibes with the Sewer Thompson.
I've been seeing that a lot with people. Even since James Edwards started talking about the pick, who could be at number 5.
Oh, I would love that. I love Trey Murphy. I don't know if the Pelicans would do that though.
No,
I
they're
feel like
not
the
going to.
Pelicans are really high on him. Okay, so Dallas is selecting Derek Lively at 12 with the trade they had with OKC. So you were right about Lively. I think you said Lively to the Mavs, didn't you?
No, I said I could either see him going to number 10 or number 15 to the Atlanta Hawks. But he still goes to the Mavericks. That's cool.
Yeah, they need a center, honestly. I feel like it's just kind of like a JaVale McGee replacement, personally, because he's just going to protect the rim and catch lobs. He's not going to do anything else.
Oh, dude, but who wouldn't want to get paid millions of dollars to do that?
Yeah, I like that pick. I like it. Someone's just like, don't let Troy see Derek Lively because he'll draft him. We're forever going to suck. Oh man. I don't think we're forever gonna suck, but I feel your pain. I do feel your pain. You know, you slip in the lottery, and then the guy that you wanted, I don't know.
You feel like it was a gamble of a pick though by Troy Weaver?
If the shooting doesn't pan out, yes, but I think the shooting will pan out because he's willing to put in the work.
Do you think he was willing to gamble because he already had Cade, Ivy, and Dern in place?
It kind of depends. Like, I think we talked about our top five. Like, Jarris went 7.
Yeah.
Cam Whitmore still on the board. We talked about Amin. He went 4. Taylor Hendricks went 9. I don't really think it's a gamble. I think it's just he was there, and they needed a defender. I know some fans will probably say it was a gamble, it was a risk, but I think it's a good pick overall. I just think his defense will be game changing at that wing position for them.
Well, let's hope. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because Cade, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Dern are all there, and we're all getting kind of excited about them because they've shown some like all-star flashes, that you can gamble a little bit at number 5, and it doesn't hurt you as much if it doesn't pan out.
Yeah, I mean, like if they took Jet Howard at 5, I would call that a gamble. But I don't know, man. Like I think he'll be a good player. I think the work ethic is definitely there. And like the shooting doesn't really concern me as much as his brother. I don't know if you've seen his shooting mechanics. Like his shot changes like every like if it's a mid range, it's not the same as a 3-point shot. His shot's a little bit more consistent. That I have not heard that comp yet. Michael Kidd Gilchrist. I have not heard that name in a while either. Do you agree with that comp with the Sword Thompson?
No, not at all. I like the Andre Iguodala one. That one's pretty interesting. But I've compared both the Thompson twins to DeMar Johnson, and I think Hasur primarily. But I don't know. Again, I'm just not in love with it.
Yeah.
I think the potential is great, but it's a steep hill for him to climb. Even if he is a gym rat and an incredible worker, like that stuff is great, but I mean, it's still a steep hill for him to climb.
So I've got a couple questions that I did save. We can both answer this. If we manage to get Whitmore, that would be what dreams are made out of. Yeah, I mean, like if you do get Whitmore, which I think they're like at pick 13, so he might fall in the lottery. I mean, if he's still there mid first round, I mean, I would call at least. Because I think he's talented. He can shoot the ball. He's athletic. He can jump out of the gym. But I don't know what teams would really want for him. I think if you can make a trade that makes sense, sure. But like, don't mortgage the future for it. Like, if the team's asking you for a first round pick in next year's draft, don't do it.
I don't know. I'd be willing to pass on Whitmore. I just don't. I think there's just a good chance that he has a career similar to like Jordan Clarkson or an Eric Gordon. You know, very good 6-man, but If you could get him out of the lottery, that's probably a better pick. I don't know. I just was never in love with his skill set.
Yeah, I mean, Dominique said Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon just won an NBA championship. I mean, he was a big reason, why he was a big contributor in that championship. But like, if that's his ceiling, I'm fine with that. I mean, Aaron Gordon's a hell of a player. Any shooters we should target in free agency? Uh, like low key, like Yuta Wananubia would target, like on the low end. But there's not too many shooters in free agency that I would target just because it's probably going to cost you a little bit more because this free agency is whack as hell.
Might have to go after like T.J. Warren.
Bubble TJ Warren. Bubble TJ Warren's a different animal.
Lou King, he's available.
Campaign?
Lou King.
Oh, Lewis King. Let me see. Wow, I didn't know he was still in the league, honestly.
I don't know if he is or not. I'm just on spot track. Yeah, I don't know who'd you really go. I mean, we've talked about it. We've thrown a few names out there. Javon Carter has that backup guard. Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Grant, Kelly Oubre Jr., Trey Lyles, Torrey Craig, guys like that.
Yeah, I feel like Kelly Oubre would make sense, but I don't know if some fans would actually want him.
No.
Whitmore's I don't know, man. I'd be surprised. Like, the fact that he's not picked yet, that's crazy.
It is, but he's not going to drop to 31. I would be shocked.
Yeah, I would be shocked too. Man, why is this first round taking so damn long, dude? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, these last two picks have taken longer than the first 5.
Yeah, what pick are we on now?
13. Who's got 13?
Toronto Raptors.
Maybe they're trying to package OG with somebody.
It's Oklahoma City, man.
Maybe. I don't know. Whitmore got caught in the car with Ja. Man, you guys were fucking funny. Were you surprised he only got was it like a 20-game suspension?
I thought it was 25, but no, I mean, I don't know what's fair in that, to be honest with you. I mean, it was just him being stupid with the gun, I mean, let me take that back. That gun ownership is very, you should be responsible with it. I just thought he's just a knucklehead, man. I think 25 games is fair. Would I have been screaming at the NBA if they did more? No, but I mean, it sucks for him. But it's a lesson learned. Hopefully he learns from it, I should say.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get half a season, but I still can't believe they got Marcus Smart. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, the memes are pretty funny when it comes to Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised Boston traded him, man. He played with a lot of heart. And there were moments where it seemed like he was just igniting energy into that team.
It is doing the same stupid thing twice in 3 months. Yeah, 100% agree, Chuck. Like, I feel like Wiseman will be the starting center. I would be surprised if he's the starting center. I really would. I think it's Duren's job to lose. Unless Duren gets injured, I don't see Wiseman starting at the center position. I really don't. Nothing against Wiseman. I just think Duren offers more out of the post.
Yeah, I mean, plays with a lot of energy as well, too. Like, James Wiseman, you could see a world where he comes off the bench and thrives in that type of role. But it's turning to lose.
That's why I thought they were going to trade Bagley, because I didn't really see a point of having both of them on the roster because they're so similar in their skill sets. I feel like Bagley as better touch around the rim, but they're arguably like the same type of player.
Yeah. I don't want to see them both on the floor together. That's why, again, I thought having Isaiah Stewart come off the bench was so important to bring, you could effectively had 4 big men getting minutes for you, and it could have worked.
Ivy plus Thompson equals insane athleticism. Yeah, if they run in transition, that's going to be fun. That's going to be so fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be fun watching Cade make a decision to who to throw the hoop to.
Yeah, because they both can jump out of the gym. Same with third.
Man, I just want this next pick to be Kobe Buffkin so badly.
Wonder if Monty had some say in the pick too. Maybe he saw some Mikal Bridges in there.
Maybe that would make sense. I really do love that Andre Iguodala comp.
Yeah, Bravo. I probably wouldn't want to trade for Tobias personally, even though he's on an expiring deal. I think one more year at 38 or 39 million. Sounds like Philly wants a lot for him, which I don't think they'll get a lot for him personally. But I mean, if the deal's right to be made, I guess you could make it. Jeez, man, it should not take this long. It's all these damn commercials. It's ridiculous.
Every time I turn it back to YouTube TV, it's the draft is on. I haven't got much commercials.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like the last pick was 11 minutes ago. This is not the NBA. Like you said, it's not the NFL.
I used to get so excited for the draft too, just watching all the highlights. I used to know every name coming out when I was a kid, probably since like 5th grade.
I'm starting to think they did, Dominique. Like, I don't know if Toronto's going to make a trade or Adam Silver got lost or what happened. Like, there just has not been any type of updates. It's weird.
Man, it's almost been 2 hours too.
Yeah, and we're not even out of the lottery yet. Like that's insane. I could see some people just turning it off because that's just like we did the draft last year, and I think we were only on for maybe 3 hours, and the draft was over. Oh god, that's hilarious! I did not know that. There's an Oscar Wembanyama.
Is that his little brother?
It kind of looks like him. He's only 16.
Tony Parker was talking about how his younger brother is part of his academy.
Yeah, Oscar Wembanyama. He's 16 and he's 6'5" already. Yeah, live. What's that?
I was going to say Grady Dick is not off the board yet.
Yeah, he isn't.
Oh my gosh, Toronto, just make the pick. Come on, NBA.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, dude.
Kobe Buffkin. Fired Nick Nurse after 5 seasons.
It sounds like he quit more than they fired him. He's like, I'm out of here. This place sucks. I don't have Kawhi anymore. I can't win.
JJ Redick with a nice little haircut.
It's always looking dapper. So the pick has been in and they still haven't selected it yet. What the hell?
They're just making this.
Yeah, 100%. Even JJ Redick's kind of getting like pissed off.
I just don't remember it taking this long.
Yeah, the pick is in. Oh, okay. They're taking Grady Dick at 13.
That, I mean, it's not bad, but
Yeah, it's not a bad pick, but I
It's
don't really know. Toronto's doing like this like half-ass like rebuilding where it's like they have young players. They're gonna lose Van Vliet. They'll probably lose OG, and they just have Scotty Barnes and a bunch of other players like Gary Trent. Like
yeah,
it's a weird situation.
yeah. It just seems like you would want. I mean, are they believing in Malachi Flynn? To
Maybe.
be, maybe, but yeah, I don't know. It kind of felt like you lose Fred Van Vliet. I don't know why you would go. Again, not hating on Grady Dick. It just seems more of like he's one of those guys that if your team is ready to contend, you'd want a shooter like that. But for a rebuild, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad pick. Who that? I don't even know who has the 14th pick. I'd have to look.
It's the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, the Pels. I could see them taking Whitmore. I could.
I just want to see them go guard.
Yeah, they need a guard bad. They need like Nick. I can't see them like reaching for a Nick Smith Jr. because they have that already in Kyra Lewis. So, um,
I don't know.
about to be sponsored for ketchup. Yeah, dude, that suit is horrid. Maybe he knew he was going to Toronto. That's why he wore red.
Yeah, some flash. Sponsor for ketchup or ketchup chips. Those are popular in Canada.
Yep. That jersey's going to sell out like crazy. Not for the right reasons.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of fans.
Blades of Glory too. Good one, man. That's a good ass movie too.
Will Ferrell makes some good ones.
That suit has got awful, dude. It really is. It looks like a prom suit.
You think he feels uncomfortable in it? He looks like he's uncomfortable in it.
Yeah, I don't know who told him that was a good idea.
Whoever told him that it was a good idea, they were just messing with him, and he fell for it.
Bro, he's trying to get interviewed, and his parents just like swarm the interview.
Wouldn't you though? Wouldn't you as a parent? I'd be all over the microphone. I'm not letting my kid.
No, I'd let my kid have that moment. I ain't taking it away.
I want that moment. I'm just kidding.
Bradley Beal said Harry Potter. That can save the Wizards. So Shams Charania just tweeted, the Mavericks are active in the trade marketplace to use their $17 million to acquire a player with the future pick, sources said. So they opened $17 million in exceptions with trading Bertans. So
wow.
I mean, they can absorb Boyan's contract easy if they want him that bad. So
I just love how they're showing a lot of Zion Williamson highlights.
he's not getting traded, man. Like I said, that was just a smoke screen just to have people not talk about Mariah Mills anymore. I can guarantee you that. They don't want all that, like, that bad publicity with their organization.
Man, I just looking at all this and about to get interested.
Ooh, Pelicans took Hawkins at 14.
Nice. I like that.
So Cam Whitmore falls out of the lottery. Wow.
He's going to Miami. Cam Whitmore's going to Miami.
You think so?
It just makes too much sense.
I'm surprised he fell out of the lottery. I thought if he did fall, it wouldn't be out of the lottery, but that's pretty crazy. So 15 is Atlanta.
I just don't know who they take either. I had them taking Lively, but then I thought maybe even Jed Howard at 15, but maybe they go Cam Whitmore. You know, I mean, they could use some more athleticism.
I could see them going Keontae George.
So that'd be a sneaky pick too. Or maybe they go Chris Murray.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I was just safe picks.
I couldn't, and I'm not touching that. Oh man, you guys are the best. Oh man, that whole thing, it it wasn't like Larissa Pimpin and Malik Beasley crazy, but like it was
Dude,
up
it's
there.
pretty crazy. It's opening up your eyes to what really goes behind the scenes of the NBA.
Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of NBA players hang out in strip clubs and they get trapped very easy. I mean, we've had Piston players. I'm not going to name who it is, but you guys could connect the dots.
But could you imagine a WNBA player doing that?
No.
I don't think they make enough.
No. I wonder why Whitmore is dropping so low. Everything I read was had a shit workout, but I don't know. Maybe he's injured. Maybe he doesn't want to go to a certain team. I really don't know why he fell so far. Makes no sense to me. Wow. If I'm Atlanta, I take a center or power forward, 100%.
Yeah, but which ones are you taking? Who are you reaching for?
Um,
Because it's a reach at this point. Because we can't think of names off the top of our head.
like at 15, if I was Atlanta, I'd reach for Chris Murray or Noah Clowney. At power forward, center. I mean, do you go James Najee?
That just seems like it's too much of a reach.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like Derek Lively's off the board.
I think you
Like,
just go best player available.
yeah, like there's not really. I mean, you could go Cam Whitmore. You could go Leonard Miller, who's out of the G League, but I don't know, man. It's like I said, it's such a reach, and I don't even know what they're trying to do personally. Like they could go Kobe Buffkin at 15.
Yeah, but you already got Jonte Murray and why am I blanking on his name? Trey Young.
Yeah, but they're looking to trade DeJounte Murray after a year.
Are they really?
Yeah, he's on the trading block right now. Is CJ running point? He is. Him and Kyron Lewis are running point guard, so they don't have a point guard.
That's why I was saying Kobe Buffkin. That would have made it great. Jordan Hawkins is the guy you really want to root for. They're comparing him to Rip Hamilton.
Oh,
Crazy.
Atlanta is going Kobe Buffkin.
Oh,
Okay. They see the vision.
they just heard you on this. Like he made a lot of sense. Take him. But Jordan Hawkins is that guy that you really want to root for, but also just feels like he could be like any number of these UConn guards that maybe have a long career, just don't pan out like who they're showing on the screen.
They're comparing Jordan Hawkins to Richard Hamilton right now on ESPN.
Yeah, then they compare him to Ray Allen. I think I'm on a little bit ahead of you on this.
Yeah, mine's a little bit slower. Because I'm on an illegal streaming site. So
Ooh, you got that 15-second delay.
15-second. You're cute. More like 30 seconds. uh yeah, I mean that's a good pick for Atlanta. I don't hate it. Um who's at 16? Oh, I think Utah's at 16, aren't they? Yeah, the trade that they got from Rudy Gobert.
Hey, they could take Cam Whitmore. It
So
feels like a pick.
I mean, they already got Hendricks. If you took Whitmore, you're gonna have Pistons fans crying in a corner, sucking their thumb, like straight up. Um, it's that Michigan brand. They didn't play for Michigan. I don't think they would be. I think Jet Howard would be a lottery pick, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Kobe would have been a first round pick.
What do you mean?
Like you just see a lot of these players that go to Michigan and they get selected in the first round. I'm saying like if they didn't go to Michigan, they probably don't get selected in the first round.
Mm.
Just that brand.
It's pretty big. It's one of the biggest in the world. Man, I might not be able to do the whole first round with you.
I know, dude. It's just going so slow. We're only at pick 16.
And it's almost 10 o'clock.
Jawan running into the Wayne Casey offense. Not lying there.
You think his other son gets drafted? Jace?
Did he declare this year?
No, but I mean at some point.
Oh yeah, he'll get drafted for sure. They're good players. Man, I don't remember the NBA draft taking this long.
No, neither do I. Like last year, they flew through it all.
Yeah, it's going by so slow. Like, I mean, Shams went without a tweet for a good almost 20 minutes with the Raptors pick. I was kind of surprised by that. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. I just want him to start tweeting even more.
So James Edwards just tweeted out. He said, asked Sasor what his thoughts about Detroit on his visit. He said, only heard bad things before he got here. And when he stepped foot downtown, absolutely loved it. Called it live and clearly building up to. So he had a bad perception about Detroit and he came here and he liked it. So gotta like that.
You gotta like when a young player loves the city. That looks like Keontae Jordan.
Okay. So Woj just tweeted out, Utah had some conversations about trading number 9 and 16, but it appears it'll be standing pat. Keontae George has been high on their board at 16. So Keontae George and Taylor Hendricks. That's a hell of a draft.
I like that. I like them if they go Keontae George. I'm saying Cam Whitmore to number 18, Miami.
That would be just such a steal for them if that were to happen.
If he slips even lower, if he goes in the 20s, I would be shocked.
Yeah, same here. Like that's just insane to me. Okay, so Jonathan Wasterman from Bleacher Report, who does mostly draft stuff, he said Cam Whitmore's medical creating all sorts of worrying. This has come back to haunt teams more often than not. So obviously he's not healthy. That's why he's slipping.
Yeah, what kind of injury was it? Because I saw something on Twitter that said a thumb injury.
They're not really specifying what it was. So that makes sense why he's slipping. I mean, if he's there at 31, I mean, I don't know what kind of injury it is, but like I would consider it if he slips that fall. Or if he falls if he does fall to 31, I would consider drafting him.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes 31, yeah, that'd be great. But man, I can't believe. I don't know. I still see him going to 18. That's where I want him to go at least.
Adam, we can, but it doesn't look like they're going to. I think the Pistons are happy with their picks, and I think Utah's ecstatic with their picks. Getting one of the better guards in this entire draft class, and Keontae George, and then getting one of the better big guys in this draft in Taylor Hendricks. I think they're fine.
Yeah, who is? Well, yeah, we already talked about that. They got a nice little three-headed monster up front. Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler, who I loved last year, and now Taylor Hendricks. Utah keeps picking my guys, man.
Yep. Let's see. So 15.
Will I be able to make it? I wonder if we'll even be in the 20s by the time we get to 10 o'clock.
I don't know. Like, if they don't make another trade, we can just hop off. But I'm kind of interested to see if the Lakers do trade their pick or not, because they're up next. It's
Yeah,
17.
I want to see who they take at number 17. I'm thinking Chris Murray, man.
Surprised they haven't traded it yet.
I don't think you want to if you're like the Lakers right now, because you have so much money invested in your bigger stars, and you're probably going to re-sign Austin Reeves. You're going to need someone that could play with your first round pick, because it's going to help you save on some money.
That's true. First round pick salary isn't as much.
Well, I mean, with the new CBA, you're going to want your picks. You're going to want to really. I think that's what the new CBA is all about. Is, I don't know. Maybe I don't. It's just crazy.
I mean, like I said, I don't hate the SR pick. I actually kind of like it personally, just because you got your wing defender now. But like I said, time will tell.
It's growing on me. I'll like it more once I get to see him play. I really will.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching so much overtime elite games. They're interviewing Victor again. Are they really? My stream crashed, so I don't know if they are or not.
No, they are.
Man, ESPN's going to milk Victor as soon as LeBron retires. Like they're already trying to push like John Morant to be like the face. Like I think they're scared shitless what they're gonna be able to talk about on ESPN every day. They've been talking about LeBron for 20 years.
I mean, maybe they can just start talking about the game of basketball instead of just one fucking player.
Right.
Second tallest player drafted first overall time. Yep. Yao Ming.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get the stream working again. I think it crashes when too many people are on, personally. Let's see. Yeah, they're interviewing him again. Yeah, like, I don't like that, man. Like, just... Like, they haven't even... Like, on my stream, they haven't even announced Keontae George yet. Like,
I know. They haven't done it in mine either. And it's annoying. Because it's already 9:50. I got 10 minutes. And I'm only going to get to see one more fucking pick.
maybe. Who knows?
Well, if Shams comes through.
Skip Bayless is researching anything he can to hate Victor right now. Probably.
Skip hates him because he's French.
Man. I mean, if you ask Charles Barkley, there's some big women down there. As soon as I said that, someone commented about the San Antonio women.
I mean, he looks like he can handle it all. He's good.
Did you hear he got like death threats? That's why he doesn't say that anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he was getting like death threats from like people in San Antonio, like about saying the big women down there.
I can't. That's crazy. You think Gilbert Arenas got more death threats though?
I know we never talked about it. We made him apologize basically.
Dude, you don't mess with the city like Detroit, man. Do you think you could make that 90-foot throw like they do for like throwing out the first pitch? You think you can make it to the catcher?
Oh yeah, I used to play baseball. It's not that far.
I mean, you see some people mess up all the time.
Yeah,
If you,
they're showing Victor right now just waffing it.
that's where I got the question idea from.
Yeah, I mean, I made a meme that Javi Baez would have swung at that. Like Victor's first pitch, man, 100% Javi Baez would have swung at Victor's pitch.
You think you'd be able to make it with all those people watching you?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's like I said, throwing a pitch isn't that hard.
Would you try to go slow or would you try to put some heat on it?
I could do either or. It's not like I said. It's not really that hard.
I would try to throw a curveball.
Predict a Sir's stat line. I think I'll do 10, 2, and 2.
I was gonna say 9, 4, and 1.
Oh, actually, let me take that back. I think I'll do 10, 10, 4, and 2. I think I'll get at least 4 rebounds. But like I said, we have so many bigs. Holy crap, they're going to announce Keontae George. Only 10 minutes late. Damn, man. Hopefully we can get one more. We can get the Lakers pick in to see who they take.
Oh, he played in the 3-on-3 team? That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he got a clean taper too. I'm just going to throw that out there as a barber. It's a nice little taper on the temples right there.
Dude, FIBA 3. I don't know if you ever played that type of basketball before, but that FIBA 3-on-3 is no joke.
Well, I followed it on Twitter. I like watching the highlights.
Dude, there's like no breaks. Like as soon as you score, like you have to take it out immediately. It's just like, dude, like this is insane.
Do you think that's more entertaining than the 3-on-3? The big three, I mean?
No, because I feel like the big three is like it's entertaining because it's like former NBA players. Not to say like these guys aren't that do FIBA 3-on-3 NBA players. I just feel like it's more marketable and more entertaining to watch because of Ice Cube and all those guys.
I thought it was kind of funny when Ice Cube was like, "Yeah, we're going to use it as the league to get guys back in the NBA." I'm like, they would be in the NBA though if they could still be in the NBA.
I mean, Joe Johnson got a deal from the Pistons.
Well, he wasn't that far removed from playing in the NBA though. He was still on the cusp of being an NBA player.
I mean, he won MVP and then he got a deal with the Pistons. He got like a 10-day and then they cut him.
Yeah, because they realized this guy needs to stay in the half court in 3-on-3 basketball.
Literally, 100% agree, man. Like, this isn't the NFL draft. Like, we're almost 2.5 hours in. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, and they're not even out of the first round yet. Like,
They're not. They're just now at pick 17. This is crazy.
I know Shams hasn't even tweeted out who the pick is yet. Like, what the heck, man? I don't understand it.
And they give them a certain amount of time, but they say what 5-6 minutes for a pick.
5 minutes, yeah, 5 minutes plus commercials.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, we didn't see any commercials right there. They were just talking to someone.
Yeah,
and it's just ridiculous.
But Utah had a hell of a draft, though.
What team outside of the Pistons? And I won't even put them in there, but who do you think had the most disappointing draft so far of the teams that have drafted?
I think Orlando kind of reached. Not for Anthony Black, though. I think they reached for Jet. I feel like you could have got better value. with their second pick.
From what I like read and watched, he's more of just like a floor spacer.
Yeah. Yeah, Washington too. Dominique, I would agree.
Yeah, taking that kid from France, Bilal. That's I don't know. He could be pretty nice though, but he did climb up. He did shoot up draft boards, man.
Adam, I totally see it. Keontae looks like the preacher from Remember the Titans. He does. I'm gonna watch that movie tonight just because you said that.
You mean Rev? You mean Rev? You mean Rev?
Yeah.
Where they were wondering, yeah, dude, that final play, running down that side.
You know what I want the NBA to start doing? Stop hosting the NBA draft in Brooklyn every year.
Yeah, I liked when they did different cities. I thought that was a cool thing.
Yeah, like it's been in Brooklyn for years. Like the NFL draft's going to be in Detroit this year, or next year, I should say. But still, like that's going to be entertaining. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, but then when you listen to like the Knuckleheads podcast and they talk about like how their draft was in Minnesota and there was nothing to do, kind of feel bad for the guys.
Wow, Lakers are selecting Jalen Hood. Did not see that. That's actually a pretty good pick.
Where's he from again?
Indiana. I think Indiana. I'm not sure. That's not a bad pick for them, honestly.
I don't know too much about his game, but I had him going to New Orleans if Kobe Buffkin was off the board.
Yeah, I mean he's more of a guard, but I mean that's not bad.
Man, now I'm just curious who Miami takes at 18. I was saying Cam Whitmore, but could it be Nick Smith Jr.? More offense? Or Bryce Sensabaugh from Ohio State?
Yeah, 100% agree, Bravo. Draft is very boring.
Yeah,
I don't know where Miami would go. You said Nick Smith.
Yeah, just an offensive player.
I could see Chris Murray just kind of plugging into that Miami culture, that Heat culture.
I can see that. Bryce Sensabaugh from Ohio State. One of those hardworking players. Just a bucket getter.
Yeah. Honestly, like I'd love to see the draft like in Detroit or something like that. But like,
would you ever go to the draft?
Oh hell yeah, I would go. Like if it was local, I would go. Like I'm not going all the way to Brooklyn, New York to go to the draft. Like I just kind of feel like NBA should take a card out of the NFL, because NFL has it like in different cities.
Yeah, so. But they have taken a card out of the NFL and making the draft extremely long.
Dude, I feel like, because I watched the NFL draft, I feel like they went faster in their first round than the NBA has so far.
At this point, like just like the NFL, they have like 3 days for the NFL draft. That's what the NBA is going to do. They're going to do the first 14 picks as day 1, rest of the first round is day 2, then second round day 3. That's what they should do for as long as this is taking.
Yeah, like ABC's interviewing rappers right now. Like, what are we doing?
The NBA is becoming more of like a sideshow than just the actual product.
Yeah, I am about to fall asleep, Dominique. I'm getting tired, man. Like we're it's like 10 o'clock and we started at 7.
So yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I don't think Troy is going to trade up in the draft. I really don't.
No, I think they're going to be. I would have loved to do this till the 31st pick, but I do not feel like staying up till 1 a.m.
Yeah, like me either. Like,
can you imagine a 5-hour stream?
I think this thing will shut off at freaking 4 hours. I don't have the longest I can do a stream is like 4.
I mean, I'm down for a marathon, but I got kids.
I feel you, man. I got to freaking make a highlight package for a high school kid for the MLB draft. So, I mean.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, I made one last week, and then they wanted another one. So
There was a high school baseball game over on this side a few weeks ago, and the winning team scored 23 runs.
that's about normal.
In high school,
Yeah,
23?
yeah. I covered a game that had 34 runs this year.
Yeah, but how many times have you covered a game that goes over 20 runs?
3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've only heard of
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I said it. It's a lot of Division One kids, so I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, you're watching prep baseball, though.
Yeah,
The rest of us are just getting regular baseball.
yeah. He does. There was a report that the Pistons wanted to trade down for him, but they obviously didn't. Yeah, dude, I'm about to fall asleep with this shit. Like, I just want to see who Miami picks, and then we can end the stream.
Sweet.
Yeah, because this is getting too long. They're interviewing Fat Joe on draft night. Like, what are we doing?
How is he still popular enough to do this?
I don't know.
An NBA interview. Like, what are we back in 2004? Holy crap.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in years.
Leaned all the way back to 2004. None of these jokes are hitting with you tonight. It's crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you what, man. Like, I've never. Yeah, like AB, I 100% agree, D-Buck. They're interviewing people too much and not showing actual draft picks on the network. Yeah, like I don't understand what they're trying to do.
They're not the NFL. The NFL is different. I don't know why the NBA needs to care more about their product on the floor than off the floor.
Yeah.
Like
So
the reason. Oh, go on.
I got Sword told James Edwards that his first day to Detroit was Monty's first day on the job.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's crazy.
The reason like the draft can be so long for the NFL though is because their off season is so long. The NBA season is 82 games. We don't need a long draft like this. Like, I'm still gonna follow it once we get off, but man, holy crap, this is taking 10 minutes per pick. I hate to complain.
Yeah. Apparently his medicals aren't the best, D-Buck. That's why he's fallen so far. I don't know if it's a back injury, like Adam said, or it's a finger injury, like you said earlier. But for him to fall that severely, that's kind of like a red flag.
I wonder if he has like the same knees as Brandon Roy.
I mean, like Michael Porter Jr. had a back injury, but like he was 14.
Yeah, but he didn't rely so much on his athleticism like Cam Whitmore does, though. He has a more polished offensive game.
Later, Dominique, man. Don't blame you. Yeah, man. We'll just see who Miami picks, and then we'll just get out of here.
Wait for Shams to who are you drafting? Come on, let it be Cam Whitmore. Let it be Cam Whitmore. Look at him. Or Bryce Sensabaugh. I want to see one of those two go. Or them reach for Leonard Miller. I'd like them to go Leonard Miller too. I'm so invested in Miami just from their run.
Did you see the quote from Bleacher Report with Sword Thompson?
No, what did he say?
He said he got to keep the PS5. I'm losing everything. It's like a bad divorce. So a sword just takes everything.
You kind of got to like that, though.
Oh, Miami is taking someone
No.
I've never heard of.
Dude, he played for UCLA. Jaime Jaquez Jr. Dude, you got to love that guy. That's crazy at number 18, though.
He's a senior.
Yeah.
22. He's already 22.
Bro, I love Jaime Jaquez Jr., bro. Dude, that's awesome.
That's what I said 10 minutes ago. Like, these parents are actually swarming the interviews, and these kids are just sitting there like, okay, cool.
Because the parents want to be celebrities.
For sure. But we're going to wrap this up, man. We've almost been on for 3 hours, which is ridiculous. If there is anything crazy, we'll probably talk about it on Sunday on the podcast. We'll probably have a lot of topics. There's been so much free agency news. Probably digest the picks a little bit more, and we'll talk to you guys on Sunday, though. So, peace.
Yeah, appreciate you guys watching.